Welcome to Pro Cycling Manager 25 for the start of our brand new career mode. Last year we had a fantastic adventure, a 61 episode series with Rembe Pro Cycling, but this year we're starting a new adventure, and I can assure you this one is gonna be special. In this career mode I'll be playing with a customized version of the World TB 2025, available on the Steam Workshop. And as usual, when it comes to my difficulty level, I'll be playing on extreme difficulty. By the way, every year when I do a career mode on Pro Cycling Manager, lots of you want me to do a World Tour career mode. I don't plan to do that yet. I just really enjoy the journey of taking a smaller team and building them up to become a bigger team, winning the biggest races in the world. So yeah, no Pogacar and UAE Team Emirates, no Visma Lease bike either. I want to start this career mode in the Pro Team division, the second division of cycling. But, plot twist, I'm not going to start with an existing team. I am building my own team. So welcome to our brand new team, Siroko for Endurance. Basically, a Spanish-Slovenian pro team with a simple goal. I want to win all 5 monuments and all 3 Grand Tours. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, I want to start off on the sponsor screen because the sponsorships in general in career mode have been reworked in PCM 25. Our main sponsor is Siroko, a cycling kit brand, but importantly, they want 50% of our riders to be from Spain. And they are quite demanding when it comes to our objectives, so if there's no results, they won't be happy. Our second sponsor is Slovenian for Endurance, and they sell cycling nutrition. But while Slovenia is an important region for this sponsor, they only want 10% of our team to be Slovenian, so that's easier. But they do want 30% of our team to be young riders, so under 26 years old. It's time to take a look at our riders. Ivan Romeo is our GC leader, 21 years old and already this good. 74 mountain, 76 medium mountain, 75 time trial. In real life, he's the U23 world champion time trial. Romeo is undoubtedly one of the most important riders in our team. Actually, I'm pretty sure this guy plays PCM. Mateusz Govekar is our strongest Slovenian rider. And with 73 sprints, 72 hill stat, he's basically a versatile sprinter. Omar Fraile is probably the most well-known rider in this team, 34 years old, so towards the end of his career. But with 73 mountain, he's a perfect domestique for Romeo and a leader in his own right in some races. But as you can see on the right, this is Fraile's last year in the peloton. He's retiring at the end of the season. Now, of course, I had to bring someone across from our Rembe Pro Cycling career mode, and I found the perfect man for it. All the way from New Zealand, Paul Wright is back. It's quite simple, 72 hill stats, so he's a puncher. And I can already hear the Portuguese happiness in the comment section because I decided to sign Yuri Leitao as our main sprinter, 73 sprint stat. And this is what the rest of our team looks like. I tried to build a realistic pro team with Spanish-Slovenian ties. Honestly, I think it's pretty balanced. Obviously no cobble riders, but we're not planning to ride those in the first 2 seasons anyway. Unsurprisingly, our main focus will be the Spanish and Slovenian circuit. And I think Romeo and Govekar will be super helpful for that. Next up, I want to take a look at our calendar. The first part of our season is very Spain focused. The Mallorca challenges, Valenciana, Andalusia, Gran Camino, and so forth. But for the end of March, I requested a wildcard to the Volta Ciclista Catalunya. That would be our first World Tour race. That is, if we get that wildcard. I'm also trying to get a wildcard for Itzulia Basque Country, the other 1-week race in Spain. But our most important race in the first half of the season is actually the Vuelta a Asturias because Siroco's based in Asturias. And as you can see on the sponsor page, one of their important races is the Vuelta a Asturias. So I think adding the Vuelta a Asturias as a race objective is a good idea. But I think I want to aim a little bit higher than top 5, let's go for top 3. 1 medium mountain stage, 2 hill stages, I reckon that's possible. Then again, everything will depend on the start list, and that one is empty. Anyway, in May Tour de Hungary and also Beiras, followed by another important race, the Tour of Slovenia, the home of for Endurance. As you can see, it's an important race for that sponsor. I've only just requested access to this race, so I can't add it as a race objective yet because we're not accepted yet. The rest of the year is basically a build-up towards La Vuelta a España, but I severely doubt we'll get a wildcard. As you can see, our calendar is pretty unconfirmed and it makes it hard to do the race objectives. Like I said, Tour of Slovenia is not in the list yet, and La Vuelta a España is super risky because I don't have control over the objective, gain an invitation for the race. I do think I want to add Vuelta a Andalusia as a race objective. The parkour is actually quite climby and there's a time trial at the end, so it fits Romeo. But the goal of winning KOM is a bit boring, so I want to change that to maybe a top 10 in GC. I reckon that's realistic. Honestly, considering La Vuelta is super important for Endurance and Sirocco, I feel like I've got no choice. I think I have to add it. There we go, I moved 1 day further in the career mode and I've been accepted to the Tour of Slovenia, so I can finally add it as a race objective. It's definitely not important for Sirocco, but it's very much important for Endurance. Ouch, that's a solid mountain stage. Twice the Colorado climb, 12 kilometers, 8%. That's a difficult one. But I reckon Govekar should be pretty good at these versatile sprints. I don't know, could I win a stage in that race? I reckon I'll try. Why not? Win 2-in-1 stage Tour of Slovenia. Wait a second, top 10 NGC actually makes my sponsors happier. Okay then, I guess that's it. Those are my 4 objectives for the season. Now it's time for the rider planning, so for every individual rider, I need to decide which races they ride. This will most likely take me an hour, so I'll do it off camera.
2 hours later.
Oh my god, my game just crashed. I have to do the entire rider planning again.
1 hour later.
Okay, rider planning done for the second time. I'm going to the main menu to save it. Now I'll do the rider objectives, so basically for each individual rider, I'll select which races they need to peak for. When it comes to Ivan Romeo, his individual rider objectives are basically also the race objectives of our team. Andalusia aiming for a top 10, Asturias aiming for a podium, Slovenia aiming for a top 10, and La Vuelta aiming for a wildcard. When it comes to Omar Fraile, I decided to go with different race objectives because next to being a mountain domestique for Romeo, he'll try and go for his own results as well. For example, Itzulia if we get a wildcard. Govikar's rider objectives also depend on wildcards, for example Catalunya and La Vuelta. And of course the Tour of Slovenia is super important for him. But I reckon it's very possible for Govikar to win the Slovenian National Championship, so I want to do that. Our most pure sprinter is Yuri Leitao, and I gotta say, there's only a couple of flat sprint stages throughout our season, so he's gonna focus on those. Anyway, rider objectives done. When it comes to our scouting, looks like we already have a scout, a Spanish one, but I think I also want to hire a Slovenian one. National reputation, Micha Drinovic should be perfect. There we go, 2 scouts, Slovenia and Spain, and actually this guy can also do Portugal. But at the moment these boys are doing absolutely nothing, so Rodriguez can do Spain and also Portugal. There we go. And that small country right there, Slovenia, that's gonna be for Drinovic. And because Drinovic is only scouting 1 country, he is more efficient than Rodriguez at the moment. Which, to be honest, that is good. We gotta find a new Pogacar. Okay, it only took a couple of hours, but season preparation is done for. Which means it's time for our first races. Actually, before we get to our first race, I just received a very scary email called Evolution of Potentials. Honestly, whenever I see that email come in, I get immediate PTSD. Like, look at this. We are 8 days into my career mode, and 2 of my riders just became less talented. Tavares went from 4 potential to 3. Well, that's depressing. Actually, this email is also important. Siroko's sponsorship for our team is only a 1-year deal. This basically means that Siroko has been added to our prospecting screen, a new screen in PCM25. Basically, a list of potential new sponsors for next year. Anyway, I guess I'll hear something from Siroko mid-June. Anyway, January 25th is here, so that means our first race of the season, the Gran Premio Castellón. Honestly, it looks like a versatile sprint stage, so a perfect stage for Mateusz Govikar. 75 Hillstad? Wait a second. I honestly can't remember, but I swear this guy was not 75 Hillstad at the start. Like, I'm not complaining. 75 Hillstad with 73 sprint is perfect. And actually, it straight up makes me the favorite for this race. So yeah, let's win our first race. Here we go then. Our first race of the entire career mode is about to start, and I gotta say, I haven't actually seen our kit in person. Oh la 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 la, look at our beautiful kit in action. That is stunning. And of course, Paul Wright is the New Zealand national champion, and that's a beautiful kit as well. So, today's breakaway is 7 riders, 4 minutes in front of the peloton where I am controlling with Marcos Freire. And actually, I'm getting some help from other teams, so this is under control. I am all in for a sprint with Mateusz Govikar. So, entering the last 18 kilometers, my sprint train at the front of the peloton, but the climb is coming. It's not a crazy climb though, so Govikar should easily survive. Over the top of the climb, the breakaway has been caught, but new attacks have come, and it's actually solid riders. Morgado, Champoussin, Serrano, so gotta make sure I can close that. Zubeldia, it's your turn. Jumer is basically done for. Paul Wright in the wheel, then Fincht, and then Govikar. Last 4.5 kilometers, so many turns right now. Paul Wright is ready. He needs to be ready on 99, not on 85. Same for Fincht. Come on, Benji. Fast race, no mistakes. The gap is still there, but the break is caught. Morgado is caught. Wright can take over on 99. Subelia out of the way. We can win this. We will win this. Last 2 kilometers, I will launch because there's too many corners. Govikar launches way too early, but there's a corner right there, so it might help me. Clément Champoussin pole position. Looks like we won't win our first race. Actually, Govikar might. Yes, indeed. Mateusz Govikar takes our first win of the season at the Gran Premio Castellón. First race of the season, first victory. There we go, Mateusz on the podium in our first race. That is excellency. Honestly, entering that last kilometer, I thought we'd lost it. Champoussin was winning, but last minute, that's when Govikar came around. Gotta say, that winning feeling, that feels good. Our next race, Classica Comunitat Valenciana 1969, is actually fairly similar. The game does say medium mountain stage, but I see a Govikar stage. Let's see if we can get a 2 out of 2. Ouch, starting off with a -2 on KICKR, 75 hill stats still though, so it's not actually impacting his stats. Honestly, when the first screenshots of PCM 25 came out, I was super impressed by the rainy conditions, but playing the game, I love the sunny conditions a lot. This is stunning, especially in areas like this where there's some tree cover and then the sun comes out again. I love it. Entering the last 35 kilometers of this race, the peloton is thinning down because the tempo is actually quite high. I'm trying to survive with KICKR. Okay, I'm sorry, but this race has corners everywhere and I'm basically getting seasick. The last climb is about to start for the peloton. There's no breakaway ahead anymore, so it's all about getting KICKR over this final climb. There we go, in a group of 24 over the top. Some more riders are dropping, but we've got 3 riders with energy. Fincht, Freile and KICKR, so a perfect sprint train. And the corners just don't stop. How am I supposed to see anything? This is so chaotic. 2.5 kilometers to go, absolute perfection. Freile is ready to launch, right? Not yet. Right now, KICKR in the wheel looking fantastic. Last kilometer, Mateusz launches. He's got in his wheel Wenzel, but I reckon I win this. Will it be Freile? No. 1-2 for Siroko for endurance, KICKR and Freile. What can I say? Second race of the season, second victory. Our man is looking stunning on that podium. He better get used to it because he's gonna be on there quite a few times. Reality is this race was so selective that any fast man in the peloton were basically gone, so we had to win that sprint. By the way, these victories will actually be important because in PCM 25 the relegation and promotion system is based on UCI points. My short-term goal is becoming one of the best pro teams by the end of this year, but at the end of year 2 I want to finish in the top 18 of the UCI points ranking because I want to become a World Tour team. Anyway, nearing the end of January, so it's time to do the Challenge Mallorca races, 5 races in Mallorca. And the first one is Trofeo Calvia, actually a pretty perfect parcours for Mateusz KICKR. But the competition is much better. Maxim van Gils, Jan Christen, Magnus Kort Nielsen and so forth. Okay then, race is on. Mateusz KICKR with a +2 on the day, so that's 78 hill stat, 74 sprint. This can't go wrong. The last 20 kilometers have arrived, 1 proper climb left, and it's been a hard race so far. I do expect attacks, and we've got Morgado hard pacing right now. Come on, Beloki. Keep the train at the front. Keep KICKR in the running. We've got a couple of riders attacking, including Marc Soler, but I don't need to do much because everybody else is controlling themselves at the moment. And I gotta say, looking at the final stretch, downhill before the sprint, so I gotta keep that in mind. Last 4 kilometers, Andreas Kron trying to attack, but our train is too strong. Unai Ramos with a perfect ride, and Freile can take over. We've got a group of 4 riders here, so that's perfection. Ramos can get in the wheel. Come on, Freile. Last 2 kilometers, you can launch your lead out. KICKR in the wheel. He can't be beaten. Serrano is there, but he won't beat us. It's gonna be Mateusz KICKR again. A hat-trick. 3 victories in a row! Our Slovenian prodigy just keeps on dominating. I'm sorry, but Tadej Pogačar who? Mateusz KICKR is the Slovenian GOAT. I will say the game feels a little bit too easy right now. The fact that I won 3 races in a row with Mateusz KICKR against better competition, I shouldn't be winning this easily. That being said, I think GC races will be quite a bit harder. Okay, important email. Teams for Volta Catalunya, let's take a look if we got a wild card. Yes, we did. Absolute perfection. There it is on our calendar, our first World Tour race in Catalonia. And actually, the parkour looks pretty fun. Echelons on mountain stages. Primoz Roglic, Jonas Vingegaard, Juan Ayuso, big guns at the start line. Now an extra race means that we need to adapt our calendar, so let's do so. So we're going to Catalonia with Romeo, KICKR and Freile. For Mateusz, Catalonia was already a race objective, so that's perfect. But actually for Romeo, it is not. And I'm not gonna change it because Asturias is a more important race for our sponsors. So Romeo can focus on that race. And Freile is focusing on Itzulia, which is just after Catalonia, so he should be in form for Catalonia. What I will do is I'll add Catalonia as an objective for Andro Kamika, because I want to send this guy in the breaks. 71 mountain stat, 73 hill stat, pretty perfect for a KOM hunt. But anyway, Catalonia is for later. Okay, so far we've done versatile sprints, now it's time for a pure sprint. And our golden boy Mateusz KICKR is not on our start list. It's time for Juri Leitao. 73 sprint, 75 acceleration. To be honest, the same stats as KICKR. But favorites-wise, Danny van Poppel, Michael Zeilhard, Molano, those are better sprinters. I think I'd like to get a podium here. I still can't believe Tavares became less talented at the start of January. The man got worse. When it comes to Leitao, 74 sprint stat on the day despite a -1 daily form, so I'm okay with it. Last 2.5 kilometers, let's go right now with Fincht on 99. No sprint yet, no sprint yet. Right now he can sprint Leitao in the wheel. Come on Leitao, this is your moment. Last kilometer, he launches from the wheel, but we are far behind. Can we come past? No, we can't. Arvid de Klein is winning. What a wonderful victory, but we are nowhere to be seen. A top 10 position for Leitao. Hey, I guess we can't win everything. That being said, 7th is a little bit disappointing. Ooh, Trofeo Serra Tramontana. That's an interesting parkour. Some climbs in the middle, but a flat sprint. The game says Mikel Landa is the favorite, but I don't see that. I think it's KICKR time again. We're starting off with a -1 on the day, still 75 hill and 73 sprint, so we should be okay. Like, these climbs are massive, but it's in the middle of the stage, so they won't do anything. By the way, before we continue, the energy gels of our riders and this video both were sponsored by 4Endurance, my go-to place for cycling nutrition. I'm certain that without the Endurance Energy Unit Gel, lemon flavor, my favorite, my riders would not have won a single race yet. Oh, the tempo in the peloton is going up, so let's make sure we don't get dropped here. Come on, peloton, calm down, I need to finish my sponsor spot. Anyway, as I was saying, these gels hit the perfect balance between tasting good, having an enjoyable texture, and being affordable. Getting your gels and bars at 4endurance.com will not only give you good cycling nutrition, but also support the series. By the way, with code NASTEN10, you can get 10% off for first-time customers. Check out the 4Endurance website. Hola, Mikel Landa is attacking, but we're in the last 25 kilometers, bro. It's completely flat from here. And I've got a proper train. Unai Ramos, Paul Wright, Omar Fraile, and Mateusz KICKR. Honestly, this can't go wrong. Entering the last 4.5 kilometers, Endurance Energy Gel on KICKR. Paul Wright is launching it right now on 91. I don't want to go too fast either. There we go. Right now in the corner. Is it slightly uphill? Is it slightly uphill? Yes, it is. Ay, did I launch too early? KICKR will launch, but I think we won't win this time around. Actually, 1-2. 1-2-3. I don't know what's happening. Kristen tries to come around, but Fraile might win. No, I think we're gonna lose on the line. Jan Kristen wins for UAE Team Emirates, and we lose this one. I'll be honest, I was pretty confident we would win that, but not at all. My goodness, Jan Kristen already at 76 mountain stat, 77 medium mountain, and 78 hill stat. That's a crazy talent. Now, this one is the most climby Mallorca challenge, so I'm not surprised Mikel Landa is the favorite. And I am giving Fraile and KICKR a bit of rest, so they're not starting this one. Iker Mintegi is gonna be our first leader, 72 medium mountain, 73 hill. And fairly similar, Andro Kamika is our co-leader, 71 and 73. But the riders here are super strong, so I'm hoping for a top 10 to be honest. Looks like Okamika is starting with a +1 day, so 75 hill stat, 73 medium mountain. He's our leader for the day. With about 60 kilometers to go on the big climb of the day, the Puimayor, 14.5 kilometers, 6%, and it's all about survival. No plans to attack here. Soudal Quickstep is pacing quite fast with Antoine Ubi for Mikel Landa, and the group is now down to 49 riders, so damage is being done. Almost at the top now, but my boys are doing a fantastic job staying in this group, and it's looking good. Oh, Tavares about to drop just before the top. Unai Ramos as well. We've got 2 riders left and the tempo goes down, so maybe these boys can come back. By the way, quick question for my Portuguese viewers. How do I pronounce his name properly? Gonçalo Tavares? Anyway, good news is he's back in the peloton. 29 people here. I don't really understand, but Mikel Landa himself is pacing on these hills, so that's a bit odd. Yes, he's out of teammates, but that's very desperate. So actually, if I attack with Mintegi here, does that mean that Landa himself will chase me down? He's attacking with me, so that's interesting. I'm basically trying to use Mintegi to ruin the energy of Landa, while Andro Kamika is chilling in the group behind. Okay, Landa has been caught by the Andro Kamika group, and Formulo is now pacing for him, so that's a bit less effective. We've been caught, so let's try it again on the right side of the road. Let's keep putting pressure. Oh, Formulo is done for? Who's gonna take over? Is Quintana going to pace? The gap is going up slightly. 30 seconds for Mintegi. Is this a masterclass? Mintegi is riding away, has 40 seconds with 6 kilometers to go. Is Iker Mintegi going to win this race? That would be insane. 99 energy gel onto the final climb, buddy. A minute on the group behind. That's not much time. Oh, I'm pacing myself. That is stupid. Let's stop pacing here. Come on, Mintegi. There goes Landa on the left side of the road. A minute is the gap, so I reckon he's got it. I reckon he's got it. I reckon Mintegi has it. The gap is 45 seconds, but he's out of energy. Into the last kilometer. He won't make it. He will be caught last minute. No, I don't know. Will he make it? He won't make it. He won't make it. He won't make it. It was looking so good. Okamika versus Landa. Okamika versus Landa. Okamika versus Landa. It's going to be Landa. Landa is going to win on Mirador des Colomer. We're going to finish second, which is fantastic with Okamika, but the story of Mintegi, that was the story, and he loses. And the worst part is, I reckon he could have won. If I handled his energy spendage better, then he might have not run out of energy in the last kilometer, and then he would have won. Nonetheless, Andro Kamika with a podium on this race is a fantastic result. By the way, visibility 7 out of 10? Really? Did you not see the solo of Mintegi? Okay, it's time for another important email. Teams for Itzulia Basque Country, and Siroko is one of them, so there we go, a wild card. Starts off with a time trial, then a flat sprint stage with an intermediate sprint at the finish line? That is odd. After that, it gets hilly, but I gotta say, some opportunities for KICKR. Honestly, I should just sign up my best team, so Romeo, KICKR, and Fraile. There we go, planning updated. On to our final race of today's video then, the Trofeo Palma, a flat sprint stage. Ay ay ay, against Tim Merlier, 83 sprint stat. Once again, Leitao at the start line, but also KICKR, so our sprinter will depend on daily form. But against Merlier, it's gonna be difficult either way. Looks like our leader has been chosen, Yuri Leitao with a +3 on the day, so 76 sprint stat. We can actually compete for a podium now. Then again, I said that in the last sprint, and we got 7th. Something I should do more often is take a look at the finish, like this for example, during a sprint stage, because as you can see, there's a corner in the last kilometer. So we have to launch a little bit early. It is quite funny that in this video, the moment that I said, ooh, the game feels a little bit too easy, that I stopped winning. Okay, so this is the final kilometer. We will go into this left corner first. It's basically a U-turn, that's crazy. We have to launch really early, then a right corner to the finish line. So yeah, we gotta launch early. Are we sure this 1K banner is a kilometer before the finish? 12.4 is where the banner is. We go around the corner, 11.4, 11.3, 11.2. The banner is like 1.4k before the finish. So I reckon that banner is my launching point in the last lap. Last 3 kilometers, not exactly a perfect position. KICKR can launch right now, right out of the way. Leitao can launch, not yet. Ooh, that was a car. Last 1 kilometer banner right here. We can launch right now with Leitao before this U-turn. And is that doing anything? Is that doing anything? 800 meters to go. KICKR is launching up front, but Leitao tries to come around. It's gonna be Molano ahead of Christoph. Merlier is nowhere, but Leitao with a beautiful podium. That's what I wanted. Gotta say, that was a really sketchy finish. Anyway, that was our last race. 7 races down, and our best rider, Ivan Romeo, has not even started a single race yet. That is gonna be for the stage races in the next episode. But I think it's fair to say our team had a pretty fantastic start to the season. 3 victories with KICKR. That man is our Slovenian golden boy. But of course, our journey has only just begun, so I can't wait to see what our team achieves next. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!